Hey, it's Teresa. Subscribe for more horror stories.
I've gotten to the pickup point. They're drawing closer. I can hear rumblings in the distance. I have the device just as you requested, but they've discovered the portal, and they're coming. All of them are coming. They are faster, and I fear that they might get here soon. Please, someone please come in. Open the damn gates!
Cold has been relentless. I don't even know where I am and how I have survived. The sun feels so distant, and I can hear loud rumblings in the sky. Something or someone has been trailing me. It sounds like hooves or heavy footsteps. I've been here 24 hours without food, water, or contact with life. I don't even know if time works the same way over here. 2 days ago, just 2 days ago, I was a fresh graduate. Got a nice job at NASA. Oh, but right now, I am not sure what I am anymore. This is just, it's scientifically impossible. I should be dead. The gravity and oxygen levels on this strange planet should have crushed me. How am I still alive? What has NASA been up to? 2100 hours GMT, Earth, NASA headquarters, Washington, D.C. 30 minutes before portal entry. The summer nights always brought with it a strange calm, but this night was different. I had just awoken from the strangest dream. It felt so real and beautiful. It seemed more like memories than a dream. I was in a strange city. The grasses sang sweet melodies, and everything seemed alive, pulsating at different frequencies. Colors splashed all through the atmosphere in a beautiful order. I had never seen most of these colors, and my mind struggled to grasp their true spectrums. Creatures of different kinds walked the length and breadth of the city. 3 moons? Yeah, this was obviously not Earth. They didn't speak like we did here on Earth, but I could still hear voices. Calm voices in my head, although I didn't understand what they were saying. Suddenly, a ball of fire strolled across the colorful sky and kissed the ground with its flames, burning everything along its path. The fire seemed to spread quickly as the sun soon turned black. A deafening cry invaded my head as my eyes immediately shot open. I wasn't sure if the cry was coming from my dream or reality, but it was unpleasant enough to wake me up. Just then, the cry erupted once again, and this time, much louder. It seemed to be in my mind. Was I going crazy? Someone was obviously in great pain, and I seemed to be the only one who could hear this strange cry of distress. A scream like this should have awoken every single soul in the entire facility. But everyone else was still deeply asleep. It felt like I was being watched. I tracked down the sound. It was coming from the Level 10 Secret Research Laboratory. I wasn't even sure what level I was. This was my first day, and I doubted if I had any level at all. Strangely, the door was left unlocked, and my curiosity rose by each step as I strolled forward. The room was covered in thick darkness, and the light emanating from my phone was my only guide. I soon spotted something huge standing high somewhere in the lab. It seemed like 3 huge wheels wound within each other. I would have thought this was an Olympic Center if I didn't work here, but there was an eerie feeling around this strange structure, and I could feel it. Why does NASA have these rings? The cry erupted once again as I stood before the rings within the wheels. My entire being vibrated under the force of the cry as a bright light erupted from within the rings. I forced my arms over my ears. but it was useless. It seemed like some sort of telepathy, and I could not keep the cry out. My mind soon gave up as I was sucked into 1,000 spectrum of light. I shut my eyes and hoped for fate. Planet X, arrival. It all came at once. My senses screamed for solace as I screamed along. My eyes were greeted with a strange sight. Where am I? Was the question that escaped my lips as I massaged my throbbing head. I had read in many books about Mars, the red Earth planet. But, this looked nothing like Mars. NASA had a teleportation portal? So, if this was not Mars, then where was I? Several questions began to plague my mind as I sat on the rocky floor. My whole body hurt as if I had fallen from the sky. Sky, I thought, as I shifted my gaze towards the supposed sky. My eyes widened as I stared in shock. 3 moons, I whispered. This was the city I had seen in my dream. So, it's real, I exclaimed. What happened here? The once thriving city now looked dead and desolate, stripped of its very life. I was caught in a brief trance as I stared in dread. I noticed my phone was still with me. Well, I had now walked for several hours, and I expected death with every step I took. I could hear heavy steps in the distance. Something has been following me. I decided to make a short video recording before my phone died. Something moved in the mist. My instincts kicked in. I couldn't feel my legs, but somehow I found myself running away from the sound. They sounded more like hooves. The atmosphere was surrounded by a dark mist, which limited my sight. Exhaustion soon set in as I crashed to the floor and stared intently toward the direction of the sound. A tall figure emerged from within the mist and crouched in front of me. My sight was fading, and I soon began to lose consciousness. But I was certain of one thing. Whatever just stopped in front of me was not human. Planet X, we are not alone. Hi, I'm Andrew. A voice echoed through my mind. Don't be afraid. I turned around to see a man. It took a moment to sink in. Wait a minute. Another human? Here? I seemed to be in some sort of tent. Relax, Chloe, he said. You are in safe hands for now, but I'm afraid it won't be for long. The others would have perceived your scent, and they should already be on their way as we speak. How do you know my name? Andrew remained quiet. Where am I? I had been burning to get an answer to that question, and now I had a chance. But I received no answer again. I could see the alien in the distance. Wait, is he cooking or am I imagining things? I thought. He cooks the best meals. I was shocked. How did he hear me? You can shield your words, or thoughts as they call it back on Earth, but here, nope. Just imagine yourself talking, and you should be fine, Andrew said. Does he have a name? I asked. His name cannot be pronounced with any language you know. Their names are not spoken. It's downloaded into the subconscious through telepathy, and you just know the name when they reveal it. Look, we don't have much time, so listen carefully. This has nothing to do with NASA. Most of the workers in NASA know nothing about this project. I was a level 9 agent and led the astrophysics team working at NASA. Was? I interrupted briefly. Yup, Dr. Milton initiated this project. He believed I died with the rest of my crew. We were, the last team to come through the portal a few months ago to retrieve the transporter. But the aliens, they were prepared. They knew we were coming, and somehow they could see through our enhanced suit, which previously kept us masked and invisible to them. Somehow, he found out that I survived, and I was contacted a few days ago. He wants the device, the transporter, and he knows that I have it. I don't know what he wants to do with it, but I know Dr. Milton, and whatever it is, it's nothing good. How did you get to meet him? I said, pointing towards the alien. Just then, the alien shifted his gaze towards me and told me his name. As Andrew had said earlier, I couldn't pronounce it. But, I don't know, somehow in the silent vibrations in the air, I spoke his name. I decided to call him Miad. It means strength in Hebrew. He saved me. He is one of the few in this world who still has hope. The rest have evolved with time, Andrew said. What happened here? I asked curiously. This world was once a thriving civilization, but man invaded a long time ago. So, you're saying that it was Dr. Milton who destroyed this planet? No, long before Milton was ever born. He only found the portal gate lost at the bottom of the ocean, and dedicated the rest of his life to researching it. It drives him mad. A few years ago, he finally succeeded in opening the gate and began conducting secret experiments on what was left of an already desolate city. The outworlders, as he calls them, were forced to bond with the great darkness. Some, like Miad, who refused, were killed or exiled. The inhabitants of this world have only one thing to live for right now: vengeance and death to all humanity. But Dr. Milton is smart. You were sent in here as bait to lure them to me. I wasn't sent here. I got here by mistake, I retorted. Trust me, Chloe. No one gets into the portal gates by mistake. You're special, Chloe. You're not like the rest. A normal human should have died even before touching the surface of this world. You've been here before. But you're not dead, I shot back. I could hear Miad speak despite his silence, even in telepathy. Connection, Andrew said, noticing the perplexed look on my face as he slid his radio and the transporter into my hands. With this transporter, Dr. Milton will open the gates and you'll be able to return home. He turned to the alien. I knew that look. That was the look movie characters usually gave on TV, just before they did something heroically stupid and got themselves killed. Andrew, I know what you're thinking. Don't. I tried to protest. Keep her safe, Miad, were his last words as he rushed into his tent and brought out some kind of weapon. The alien turned to me, and in a split second I was being carted away in the arms of a 7-foot alien as tears rolled down my cheeks. I had just met him, but how could I ever forget him? I thought as Miad raced further away with unreal speed. Miad had been running for several miles, and the outworlders were trailing not far behind. I had been receiving coordinates from someone over the radio, and we finally got to the pickup point. But the radio strangely went dead, despite my continuous screams for help. Just then, a large pathway emerged in front of me, as Dr. Milton stood alongside several top scientists. "The transporter device!" he asked as I quickly handed it over. He wasted no time in making some connections as the Outlanders approached from every corner, racing towards the gate, ready to destroy everything in their path. Dr. Milton looked unfazed. Suddenly, a wave emanated from the gates like a hurricane, pushing the aliens down to the floor. The cries of thousands of Outlanders echoed into the sky. They all suddenly fell to the ground in reverence. Miad was... he was not spared. Dr. Milton had them all in his command. "Oh my God," I exclaimed. This was his plan all along.
Hey Cosmic fans, it's Keon, director of The Dark Cosmos. Thanks for making it to the end. Videos on our channel take a lot of time to make because we want to create only the best sci-fi horror experience for you. If you like our work, please consider donating to the channel. It's because I want to continue dishing out awesome scary sci-fi stories for you all. And if you donate $75 or more, you get to be featured in the next video as the protagonist or antagonist in your own custom sci-fi horror story. Be sure to check the Ko-fi link in the description.